Hi, everybody. Welcome back. I'm Jennifer Angel with this week or next week's um, astrology report. So, first of all, as usual, we're going to cover the planetary interactions. So, that's always so fascinating to me how the planets come together. And, so think about whether you can feel the energy of that because, even though this is for all of next week, sometimes we get like to just feel what's coming up and, the energy. So, it's part of developing your intuition as well. So as we're going through that, and then we're going to go through and have a look and do a snapshot of each of the signs. All right, so let's get started. This is for week August the 5th, 2024. All right, so welcome. It's a relatively quiet week with the planetary interactions, but that doesn't mean to say there's not much, that doesn't mean to say the energy is not there. However, what is happening is very, very significant, extremely beneficial connections. All right, so let's break it down and see what's going on. So, first of all, August 4th, the new moon is in Leo. So this is a great start for the week. It's new beginnings, new opportunities, lots of possibilities. It's just up to you to recognize them, all right? And also just to work with the timing, not race forward and not sort of push something when it's not ready. Try to let life just just happen organically and see what comes up. And I mean, even business connections and the process of business goes through a courting phase, right? So you want to keep that in mind. I mean, it takes time just to develop a relationship, regardless of where or what that relationship is. You've got to go through that courting sort of stage. And, right now with Mercury going retrograde on August the 4th or the 5th, depending on where you are, in the world, um, then, we're right in that period of the Mercury transit that's called the storm. Now, this is when the planet is stationary and it's just moving either into the retrograde or just moving out of the retrograde. So during this time, you don't want to take anything or anyone for granted. You don't want to make any assumptions. Just don't assume anything. Okay, like double check. Now, the Mercury retrograde will start in the sign of Virgo. And it's comfortable here. So, that starts, as I said, the 4th or the 5th, and it's comfortable here because it's one of the signs that Virgo rules. So, in this sense, Mercury planet is excelling here when it comes to creativity, organization, learning, and also self care. All right. So it gives you a chance just to get down to business, just start, you know, start working through the back office. And what I call the back office is like it can be your in tray just sitting at your desk at home, okay? Or a major reorganization in just your business. Just get things done because it's all those things that when you're busy, it falls down like a lower priority. But guess what? They're still there, still sits in that in tray or whatever you're doing at home, it's still, is there. I try to work through, you know, one or two areas a month and just tidy everything up, at home on a personal level. This month it's been my shoes and toiletries and cosmetics. And next month it's like jewelries and accessories. So, there's always a drawer to, go through. And of course, business, there's always, lots of things, particularly for a Capricorn like me, always lots of things that are going on. So tidy things up before moving when you're moving forward with projects, getting ready to launch things into action, you want to like do a clean slate. And that's what the Mercury retrograde does. That's the energy that it gives you. I love that about Mercury and about the retrograde. Then from the 14th through to the 28th, Mercury will regress into the sign of Leo. Okay, so so the more that you can get done and organized in the organizational sign and the perfectionist sign of Virgo, from the 5th to the 14th, then the better, because when Mercury moves into Leo, it's a totally different energy. It's like connecting with people, communicating with people, and perhaps, because it's retrograde, perhaps even people that, or situations that you haven't seen for a while, or it's just sort of been buried on that back burner. Okay. Now, Mercury governs communication, education, and creativity. So, I mean, it does, it does represent more than that, but let's, like travel and siblings, but let's work on these areas: communication, education, and creativity. That's like the basis of the energy of Mercury. It's the thinking planet, okay? Thinking and learning planet. And so when you put this energy into Leo, which is a more gregarious sign, the energy that steps out into the limelight, or should I say the energy that actually loves stepping out into the limelight and, makes things happen in a way of connecting and interacting with people. So, and let's face it, that's what we all need to do. It's part of the process. We're here in a physical body, spiritual beings in a physical body. So, that we need to step out and not be invisible. And so that to make things happen and to make changes, in our lives. So that's where the Mercury in Leo is really, really good. So this is like a really, I like this. I like this Mercury in these positions. And I'm not always a fan of Mercury retrograde, but I like it here. Okay. And now, of course, all the normal irritations come with the retrograde, like, for instance, locking yourself out. That's why I have like a lockbox on my door. So I am notorious for just locking myself out. And, travel, communication, technology, all the normal things apply. Back up your work, check your travel arrangements. It's very, very wise to always back up your work, but you want to take extra care during this time. Don't make rash decisions. Think things through, sleep on it, just get yourself organized, make sure everything looks right, it feels right before you go ahead and do anything, okay? So this is a great time. If you can use this Mercury retrograde, especially when it's in Virgo, just to clear the deck, get the desk clear, and then you can go about the business of making connections with people, because that's what really makes things happen. And then you can start to get a plan in place to put yourself out there. I'm an earth sign, so putting myself out there, believe it or not, I'm sort of a bit of an introvert when I get away from this video. So, it can be difficult for some of us. So you got to just, push yourself, move out of your comfort zone. Okay. And, if you're running a small business, then it's really crucial to do that promotion. And people like to see the face, like the face of the company. Like, who are you? What are you about? Even if you're not a highly attuned, intuitive person like myself, you still get an idea of people's energy, right? So, and, if you're at a corporate company, then you're connecting with clients and you're connecting with the resources or the people that in some way can help you move forward. So it's all great stuff. Okay. I hope it's really good for you and for everyone during this period. Now, also, Venus is going to make herself from Leo, where she loves. It's great energy in Leo because it's upbeat energy. It's great for the Venus vibration, and it steps out, and she'll move into Virgo. So we sort of got a little opposite thing happening here. Mercury moving from Virgo back to Leo, and Venus moving from Leo to Mercury. So they're like crossing planets, crossing paths, which means that you can also cross paths with people. So pay attention, because, if you're both walking in opposite directions, then you may not even recognize each other. So you've got to pay attention and go, oh, hey, and stop and make an impression. All right. So, and, with Mercury, going back to Leo and Venus into Virgo is more of a caring, thoughtful energy. Now, I know some of you might be thinking, oh yeah, I know Virgos, and they're not always caring or thoughtful. But here's the thing. Let's talk about the elephant in the room when it comes to Virgo. Virgo textbook can be picky, a little critical. But here's the thing, they're only that if they like you. In other words, if a Virgo doesn't connect with you, then they're not even going to spend that time with you. So, their somewhat critical, ness is about them trying to help you be the best that they can from, their opinion. So, and remember, you can listen to people. There's nothing in the rule book that says you have to do what they say, right? But in this particular, situation, and because this energy is going to affect everybody, admittedly in a different area of your house, and depending on your birth chart as well. But keep that in mind. It does come from a good place, and you can take that almost as a compliment, because they like you or love you enough to care. So, but you want to keep that in mind. But also, Virgo is a great place for Venus as well, because traditionally longevity in relationships is Venus in Taurus. However, in Virgo, she looks for commitment, and certainly long-term commitment. All right. So that's very, very nice for business and personal situations. Excuse me. Now, on the 7th of August, okay, the sun is going to sextile in Jupiter. So this is an amazing connection. It's an all-time best and strongest connection, and the most beneficial planetary connection between these two. The sun being a greatest energy source, and Jupiter, the planet of abundance, expansion, inspiration, interacting in a sextile aspect, which brings up and opens up opportunities, options, and all sorts of possibilities. Okay, so it's just a great energy. As I said, it's not a lot going on this month, but it's very significant what is going on. So don't forget, though, that Mercury at this point is 2 days into its retrograde. So you can revisit people from the past. Things can come up that perhaps you haven't resolved. And, because there's a positive interaction between these two amazing energy, then it's a good sign. And, it's a sign that something really great can take place. So be optimistic, okay? All right, so then on the next day, on the 8th, Venus and Mercury will connect, right? Just before Mercury heads back to Leo. So in Virgo, they're going to connect in what's called a conjunction. Same degree, same sign, and you've got like a double boost of the combined energy. So these two planetary energies together are not unusual. It's sort of it's a bit common, really, because they both travel, they both run and travel very close to the sun. Like Mercury, for instance, is never more than 30 degrees from the sun. And Venus, which is a planet of love and money, is never any more than 60 degrees from the sun. So it's a great placement. It's a beautiful placement. And, you know, Venus, love and money, and Mercury, communication, creativity, education. So together they fit really well. And for business, you can create something now that's going to be really very profitable. So once again, of course, this depends on your sign and it depends on your birth chart and what's happening there. And if you want to, you know, book a session with me, then go ahead and do that. I'll put, you know, that link down the bottom there. So you can expect during this time to have, even though Mercury is retrograde, you can expect to have very pleasant interactions and communications with people. So even though, as I said, there's not a great deal happening this week, as I said, what is happening is very significant. So I do hope you all have just a wonderful week. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe and, you know, please like, because that helps the algorithm to know that people are watching, and then it shows up for other people who are interested in astrology, and it just helps to support my channel. So thank you for that. All right, so let's go on now and look at the 12 signs, and let's do just a little snapshot of the major things that are coming up. All right, so starting with Aries, of course. So life is gearing up, Aries, putting you in the spotlight of influential circles. And if work seems slow, just trust that the progress that you're making, it's on the way, moving you in the right direction. So be patient. Yeah, you know, difficult for Virgo, for Aries, I know. So you want to close the chapter on past disappointments and just embrace a promising and bright future and keep that positive mindset. Taurus, when it comes to love, Taurus, you want to just dare to be bold and beautiful, you know, sorry about the pun on that show, but, you know, bold and beautiful, and then you can draw the attention of someone really special to you during this time. So your support will be sought after now by those closest to you as well. So you want to make time for them. If someone reaches out, you know, clear the schedule a little bit so you can be there for them, because, you know, that's one of those things that you give here and they give later, and, you know, it's sort of like it goes around, doesn't it? Okay, so just prepare yourself for meaningful conversations, particularly around your home environment, and that can lead to some significant decisions that perhaps you've been putting off, all right? Now, Gemini, listen closely to your family members, Gemini. You want to pick up also on what's left unsaid. Sometimes when you listen to what they're not saying, you get more of the picture of what's really going on. And in the matters of heart, take a chance on a long-term connection. You know, it could be exactly what you need here. So, you know, trust your instincts and move forward in that direction. Just be open, honest, and communicate just with an open heart and mind. You know, I mean, no one can really argue with what you think and feel. I mean, that's why we have free speech right here in the USA, right? So use it. Okay, so Cancer, you want to loosen up and just enjoy the journey right now, Cancer, without taking life too seriously. You know, things have a way of working out. And I know that's hard to hear when they're in the middle of chaos. It's like the last thing you want to hear, but look back on history, it sort of is true, right? So you want to focus right now also on enhancing your financial stability, and just consider adjusting your budget in some way. So, you know, address any possessiveness in relationships as well. And, you know, to do that, you may have to just settle down and have a candid discussion, okay? And that's good to do in Mercury retrograde, but just like think it through and be diplomatic, you know, so be direct, be diplomatic. At the end, make sure you say how you really feel, all right? Now, Leo, even if success seems like distant now and you're in that at chaos, you know, it's like when life gets messy and chaotic, that's when you know it's changing, okay? So, and that means that you are on your way to the top. Otherwise, if nothing's happening, you're just stagnating, um, then you're not moving, you're not changing, you're not growing, you're not evolving, okay? So just maintain a positive outlook and remember the power of enthusiasm, particularly from you, Leo, is really potent. So if you're enthusiastic about something, I mean, you literally just draw people to you, and that like gets a momentum about it, all right? So you want to keep some cards close to your chest, particularly regarding your work and finances. Not everybody needs to know all of your business. Some people need to know some of your business. So, and just show your sense of humor, you know, to someone close. And, you know, you have a sense of humor. You're a great sign. You're a natural leader. So, you know, try not to get too serious about life and have some fun. All right, now Virgo, quick decisions may arise at work, but don't rush. You know, you just careful consideration is the key now. Review all the details before committing to anything. Let's not forget that, you know, Mercury is retrograde in your sign from the 5th to the 14th before it moves out and back to Leo. So you want to just make sure that T's are crossed, the I's are dotted, you know, and just maintain a structured routine. As a Virgo, an earth sign, and very organized, you do better with structure, okay? So make sure you just, you know, maintain that routine at work, and that'll help you stay focused and in control. Now, you can approach a approach a special relationship with patience and steadiness now. So what that means is, you know, don't try to push a relationship forward faster than it wants to go. Just let it evolve, okay? And smell the roses along the way, as they say. Enjoy the journey, all of that, right? All right, so Libra, and you know, express your true feelings with a loved one. Libras, I honestly is the key to maintaining strong connections. Um, you want to just be cautious with your finances right now, especially if someone's asking you for a loan. You know, I mean, if you can, you will. If it's not great for you, then don't, okay? It's important to just focus on your needs first, okay? Because if you don't look after yourself and you're looking after everyone else, who's going to look after you, okay? With business, teamwork is the key, and it can really return you some great results. So, you know, and that's what you're good at. You really, you know, your innate zodiac character traits work better with teamwork. Okay, so moving on, Scorpio. Let's embrace the predictability of life, Scorpio. You're a great planner. You're very strategic. So being unpredictable is not necessarily something that makes you feel comfortable. It can put you out of your comfort zone a little bit. You know, keep a schedule a little flexible and be prepared to rearrange the schedule, because you know what, when you do that, sometimes something amazing which you weren't expecting can, you know, just pop in. All right. And you know, when you adapt to changes, then you know, it can keep you up to date. To keep that in mind too. So you want to like balance your personal and professional priorities now too. So you have time to get out and be social. You're a great networker, but you want to network with the right people. And that's where your strengths are too. You know, it's like you can look at a room and you can go, okay, that's my person there, and go there. So just do you, okay? Do what you do best. At work, just and be creative, okay? Let your creativity come through. All right, so Sagittarius, love and passion are both in the air for you, but stay grounded in reality so you can see a person for who they are and not who you want them to be. In other words, just accept them for who they are. Don't go about trying to change them or mold them. It's not something as a Sagittarius that you want people to do for you. So put yourself in those shoes and be careful not to do do it to them, okay? Money matters. Just use your common sense in financial situations. And, keep a clear head when you're making decisions about work and money. We are in a Mercury retrograde, so, it takes a little extra thinking, put some time aside, and, don't be too quick to agree or disagree to anything or with anyone. Okay, so Capricorn, your career is on an exciting course, Capricorn. So you want to keep the momentum going. Just, don't fall back. Even if things aren't working the way that you thought they were, just keep going. Keep, embracing new opportunities and try to keep that momentum and that flow of activity going, okay? Now, planet Venus can send some unexpected financial gains this way. Yay! Let's hope so, okay? So to all my fellow Capricorns out there, this is a good thing. So, and you want to be just grateful for the blessings that come your way, anything that comes your way, because, even the things that we don't really want, if we look hard enough on it, we can find a blessing there. So try to find the blessings in anything, in everything. And right now anything is possible, but the key to it is to stay positive, um keep an optimistic mind, like know that on some level everything that's happening to you is trying to bring you back into focus and bring you back to where you need to be. Excuse me. Okay. I hope all us Capricorns have an amazing week. I really do. All right, so Aquarius, a recent moon energy opens the door for a new romantic start or connection. Well, that's nice. And when it's about love and relationship, just make sure, Aquarius, that you show up as your authentic self. Just be true to you first, okay? There's no need to put on your, be on your best behavior. Just be yourself. It's better when you just show people you can be a little bit quirky. You can be fun and exciting, and if that's who you are, just show that to people, okay? Friends now can show their support by showing up for you also just when you need it the most, so that's nice. All right, so Pisces, embrace thrilling changes in your personal life now, Pisces. Lots of things are happening now. There's lots in the mix. This is potentially leading to a close encounter with someone special. Now, Mercury is retrograde, so from the 5th right through to the 28th, as explained earlier in the overview, planetary overview. So when Mercury is retrograde, often people from our past can come back for many reasons. Sometimes they can come back just for you to gain closure. Okay, yeah, okay, it's done. Sometimes they can come back and you reignite. Like perhaps the timing wasn't quite right before, and now it is. So, there's lots of a business deal can re-enter as well. So this all, of course, depends on where it's sitting in your sign and where it's sitting in your personal birth chart as well, what the influence is there. So you want to just prioritize your well-being as well, and make sure that you maintain a balanced diet regime or a balanced mind, body, and soul regime, okay? So cultivate, valuable friendships. You can cultivate valuable friendships now in business, and that's going to just strengthen your network. So that's a great thing too. All right. So much love for everybody. As always, thank you for being here. Thank you for supporting me. As I said at the beginning, please press the like button because that lets the algorithm know that people are watching, and so other people will want to watch as well. All right, and subscribe. Thanks so much, and we'll see you again next week. Bye for now. And bear with me, just seem to be having a little trouble closing. Okay, here we go.